Welcome back to another week, another show, another day. All right. Wow, so cold today.
Another minute.
Another second. That's how I felt at work today. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, please.
I know.
End my suffering.
I know.
5 o'clock.
And I'm like, it's only
Especially
Wednesday.
with the time change.
For the love of all things holy. You got to make it through the rest of this week.
I think I have that sad disorder.
Oh, yeah. The
Just
seasonal
the
depression.
Effect. Yeah. I'm just like.
I just have,
so
what is it when you have to
tired.
go to work and make money? Depression? I have that. I have that every day. Oh,
Just
God, that
straight
sucks.
up adulting.
I don't want that.
Today, our cards are, you shouldn't settle for blank. Smells that you enjoy. What a weird laugh thing right there. Like, what
because we all settle.
Don't settle, right? Well, yeah, one way or the other. Like, you try to say, girl, don't, but it's like, you know, that's why it's called settling down. Number one. Oh, shit, almost popped my damn headphones off. And popular phrases / slogans.
So, side note, we're a mess tonight. Just FYI. It's going to get messy. We're
a
all
mess
over
before,
the place. Yeah.
It's just,
I'm sorry.
It's a mess.
I said tonight. Like, that was like,
Not every
not
time.
every night. Whatever.
This is an occasional. This is a special mess.
Oh, yes.
It started very early.
It did. Where should we start? Maybe we should start with the less messy.
I was just about to say.
Oh, God. All right. So which one's least messy to you?
I guess smells you enjoy.
Good. I'm glad you were thinking that. Me too.
Yeah. I enjoy sandalwood.
Ew.
I
That
like
smells
masculine.
like Jesus to me.
Oh.
I know you do.
What? You don't think Jesus would smell like fish and salt water?
No, I think he would smell like
he was a
sandalwood,
hobo.
frankincense, and myrrh and B.O.
He only got that when
and
he was a
lions.
baby. Nobody brought him that shit.
Listen, I'm Catholic.
And guess what?
We believe that all the time.
What do you use frankincense for?
I don't know. Only
or myrrh?
only
And then they brought one asshole brought gold. He was like, "Rah, fuck you two, bring in these shits."
I don't even know what you use frankincense and myrrh, but sandalwood I feel like smells like those things.
I love sandalwood.
I know. You and I
love
like
a
the
masculine.
very opposite
Yeah,
smells.
I hate florals. I can't.
Well, you know what is your favorite smell? Sandalwood then? Don't say Theon. Swear to God. Like, we cannot put Theon in a bottle.
I love his cologne.
All right, so what is his cologne?
What are you wearing? The Bulgari. What is it called?
Bulgari. That is
I
a really
love
good
it.
smelling one.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he switched to something else, and it just wasn't the same.
Yeah.
Now we're back on Bulgari. It's so delicious.
I may
Like, I
have to
love
sniff
that
Theon
bold man.
before I leave.
You should
Are you cool with that? If I just
Yeah.
give him a whiff? Just
waft it.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
really good. I don't know. I like candles like that too because I don't feel like floral or fruity candles do enough.
mm-hmm.
Like I need something with a little bit more, like the wood and the like dust.
I do not like that. I am the complete opposite. My favorite smell is, and no one will be surprised if they know me, cotton candy. And that's why she's laughing, because I am so damn extra.
Or I thought you were going
like-
to say that sweet pea shit.
Oh, no. I mean, I'll use that as like a backup if nothing else is. And what's so funny is, did you look at my purse? I actually
No,
have that
do you
shit
have
in my
sweet
purse
pea?
right now. Someone bought it for me.
Every white girl does.
Oh, God, it's so basic. Oh.
It is.
Anyway, but no, my favorite is cotton candy. I could sniff cotton candy all day.
I don't mind it. I don't mind that kind of sweet, like candy sweet, but I'm not gonna like burn a candle or put it on.
Oh my
me.
God, I would literally make my entire house smell like that if I could.
I believe it.
I know
I
you do.
believe it.
I know.
It
It's
just
like if
smells
everything.
like the fucking fair in your house. Just
Yes, I would. Yes.
just sugar
And you come
overload.
in and people would just be so excited
Right.
because they think they're going to get something, but it's complete opposite. It's like a
You're
nightmare.
just gonna get
Like you are not getting the fair, but we'll trick your sensory,
Snaps.
like whatever.
Yeah.
Oops. But I love the smell of like apple pie too, like because reminds me of my grandma.
Oh, that's
Like,
sweet.
you know,
Yeah.
and Rice Krispie treats because she
Yeah.
used to make like the homemade ones. So
Oh,
I
okay,
like the smells,
yeah.
but like those are all sweet smells.
Do you make those now?
Yeah. So I do actually use her recipes and I make them.
Nice.
So I know, but I
Sweet.
really haven't cooked in a long time because my kids are at the age where they like don't appreciate crap, and so
and they're at the age where they're just heating stuff up and saying whatever,
or they're like,
this is good enough,
acting like small
or
food
snacking.
critics,
Yeah,
and that will get you punched in the throat, and the Rice Krispie treat slapped out your hand,
right?
So like to me, I'm just like, you know what, you guys don't appreciate me. I'm going on strike
For real.
for years. At this point, I mean, you know, I'll cook occasionally, but I guess I'm gonna have to whip together something for Thanksgiving, so we'll have those smells, or I'll purchase those smells.
Yeah,
which
just
is where I'm
spray them, and your kids are gonna run down like, and be like, "Ha!
What are you guys making for Thanksgiving dinner, suckers?" Like,
Sluts.
yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Just spray turkey. Is there a can?
I bet there is
spray?
a can of like turkey
Stuffing.
spray. I do not like the smell of stuffing though. Like, isn't that weird? Yeah, I don't know.
Or is it? Do you like the stuffing where it's in the turkey, or do you
first
like
of all,
dressing?
I don't eat.
Right.
What's the difference?
Dressing is not in the turkey. Dressing is made different.
They still taste
right?
both gross.
I'm saying that right. Yeah, because stuffing is in it.
First of all, I'm not
love
doing either
dressing.
one of those. We don't do gravy in my house because it's like my arch nemesis. I can't even watch people eat gravy, so I hate the smell of gravy.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Like mashed potatoes and gravy is
Oh my
just
god!
like
If you order that in front of me, like I will not. I'll literally put up like a piece of paper and not watch you eat it. Like I'm
Is
so
it
extra
the
and dramatic.
Because it's like it's not.
No, it's
thick,
what gravy
but it's
is.
Kind of.
Gravy's like just fat. And
I was like, what is
juices.
gravy? Like you
Esther's
scared
face
me
was
for
all
a
like,
second.
what
I
is
was like,
it?
holy shit! Is it gonna be like a
Carcinogens.
hot dog episode? Like what's in that?
No, it's like just fat and like juices and stuff, and I can't like my head can't wrap around it, and I just get grossed out.
Like that's the best part.
Which is why like I used to eat pork rinds until I figured out what they were, and then I was like, nope.
Dude, pork rinds are too rough on my teeth. They're, like I used to eat the shit out of those, but they are
once I knew
rough.
what they were, I was like, I can't do this. No. Nope. And so that, you know, there's like, I don't know, but I do not like the smell of pork rinds either. They like make my, like,
Yeah,
Nate,
that is a very distinct.
Yeah.
When you open that bag, it's like,
God.
But
That,
they do taste good though. They're delicious.
I love the smell of teriyaki sauce and pineapples.
Yeah, that's like classic. Well, and you lived in Hawaii too.
Yeah, I
right?
did.
So that was
So-
definitely
Yeah, Hawaii
A lot
has a
of
distinctive
pineapples.
smell,
Yeah.
and that kind of
A lot
is
of
the
the
piece to it.
pigs.
Yeah, and what's the? Oh God, why can't I think of the flower that's there all the time? It's not a magnolia.
No.
What is it? Oh man, I'm struggling, you guys. It's late, and I woke up early. But you know the big pink
Right,
flower that's there.
yes.
So that smells, and like Hawaii, you just wake up and it just smells like Hawaii. I don't know how to explain it.
yeah.
I love the smell of Hawaii.
Well, and you've traveled a lot. So what was
Yeah.
like the best? Is Hawaii like the best scent? Or
By
what
far.
Was your,
By far,
yeah.
just because Hawaii is so far out, we don't have the pollution and stuff. Like,
yeah,
so in the
definitely.
breeze is always coming in.
Yeah.
The worst smelling state.
Yeah, let's do it. Hit us.
Damn, I'm about to do it.
Hit us. Do it.
And you know, people are gonna be like, "Oh, it's because you're from Michigan," but I'm about to do it. Ohio, you
yes,
smell.
I was gonna say that
You
too because
smell.
I used to live in Ohio, like outside of Cleveland. Well, okay, like used to like 1 through 5, but
Right.
Still remember the site. It was always like gray to me.
Yes.
And, not just because I was little, like literally, it just always is gray because it's about to snow,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like it's so depressing.
So I hate the smell of Ohio.
Ashley will hate you saying that. She'll probably come stab one of us in the sleep.
Well, that's fine. I'm not worried about it.
She just loves Ohio so much.
I really don't like the smell of Ohio, though. Like, I mean, I'm not kidding. Like, I feel like I can feel it when I cross the border.
Right.
And I know that sounds terrible, but
Just
there's
the smell creeps.
well, there like you know,
It's just
Ohio is
heavy.
very industrial
Yeah,
in certain
exactly.
areas, and then it's all farmland in other
Heavy.
areas.
Yeah.
So it's really no, give or take that. And when I lived in Tacoma, there was this thing called the Tacoma aroma, which exists seriously, and it was like because they had these sulfur plants, so so you would smell sulfur.
Burn.
Yeah, and so here we have Garden City,
Oh
which
yeah,
is
that is
smelly
the ass
too.
crack of
Yeah, and
Savannah.
as soon as you hit Garden City, because you're
You're
like,
like, "Ah."
what is that smell?
Like
And then our marshes smell at certain times of the year too. Like they smell like death.
When it is
like
hot
fish death.
and low tide is just like
Ugh, yeah, you just roll that window up and you're like,
no ma'am.
no.
Yeah. Nope.
Because that's a grody smell too.
That is.
A smell I don't like either is obviously carcass. Like, no one is like, Esther's like, well, that goes along with my woodsy smell. I actually enjoy carcass. I love, personally, I like squirrel carcass better than raccoon carcass. I'm just like, listen, Esther grew up in the country. She probably could distinguish the two.
I don't like to say,
hold on, that might be Rhonda. Love her.
I don't want to say that I grew up in the country, but I did, but I wasn't country because we didn't hunt. Well, okay, so, like, my small family, like, if we go on my dad's side, I have smelled, like, a deer carcass, because my uncle, like, had just a deer chilling on a tree when we came to visit up in Virginia. He was like, oh, yeah, just butchered him. I'm just waiting for all the blood to come out, and I'm just like, that is a smell. That is, like, we didn't hunt, well, I didn't, David did, because he had his little Effingham friends, so they hunted and shit like that, but I would like to say that I'm not a city girl, but I damn sure ain't a country bitch either.
All right, my bad.
Now, my older brother and sister, yeah, they're for it. I don't think they understand they weren't born in the country. Like, we're not country people. Well, maybe my dad is. Well, definitely my dad is, but we didn't live with him like that, so I don't know. Like, they're trying to get to those roots. I'm just like, you're listening to K-pop and trying to forget about growing up in Effingham.
Nice. Just escaping.
I'm escaping. But yeah, definitely. Or just on the side of the road when a deer is hit.
Oh, I just always say, and I feel so bad.
Because they're so big. Like, you never, smell a raccoon on the side of the road. Unless you're, like, rolling with the windows down. Then you're like, all right. But, like, a deer is just like, you're gonna smell that shit.
Right. But on a flip note, dead animals I don't like the smell of. But puppies have, like, such a, like, puppies and, like. But
people say babies, and that freaks me the fuck out.
Okay, so I will say that babies, like, when a clean baby, before you gotta be distinctive here. Well, because babies have poo and whatever, and obviously they don't smell great when they poo. But a baby in general has like this baby smell. Yeah, like they've done like research on those things. Well, that's why Esther doesn't have kids. Esther
legit.
Just made the, I don't know.
That's just so freaky to me.
Everyone hand their babies to Esther to sniff, and she'll be like, this one's no good. This one is no good.
This one's good.
This one's okay. This one is absolutely terrible.
Because I worked with a girl. Well, she had 2 kids, and she's just like, oh, I just miss that baby smell. And I'm like,
there is a smell about babies.
Like, some of that doesn't have kids.
She needs to have, she has 2. She'll have 1. If she has 1 more, she won't miss it. Because once you get 3, you're just kind of like, we're good. Exactly.
She's going to have another kid. Like, her, well, then they were like babies. Now they're like school.
Yeah.
So
I mean, there are like, I look
at
videos and I think about how little they were and like their little smells and like, the Johnson & Johnson, like no tears shampoo and and now they just smell like sass and like little angry, like just humans trying to assert their control. Correct. Pennies, BO, socks. Like, I'm just like, if you don't go do something, I'm like, non-brushed teeth.
Yeah,
I don't understand
that.
Yeah, grody stage.
Up, yeah, that puberty stage is just like, ugh.
Like overindulgence in Axe to cover any spray.
Yeah.
Like,
ugh. God.
Yeah.
Axe. That's definitely a smell I do not miss. Axe.
No.
Everybody had that shit in like middle and high school. Like, I like Old Spice because my dad's like wore like the old Spice
like that came in the glass
shit. Yeah,
yes, and like you would like I know
that was
what
like
you're
his
talking about.
aftershave. Like, I like that smell because it reminds me of like when we went to see my grandma and stuff like that. So trips, but that Axe stuff, it just smells like straight up alcohol. Like,
Right.
you can just smell like, it just burns the nostrils. It's not even like a distinct smell either.
No.
Even though each can is different somehow, quote
Yeah.
unquote.
So is there anything weird that like you like the smell of that people would be like, what? Like, I mean, some people like the smell of gasoline. I do.
Oh, I can't stand
Really?
this.
No,
I
I
hate
could
when I
sniff that.
get gas on
So-
my hands. I'm like dying.
Oh, man. That, and I've been known to sniff rubber cement.
I do, yeah.
I like the smell of rubber cement.
That's a good smell.
Yeah.
I haven't smelled that.
Remember
I
those
don't do
Mr.
projects,
Sharpie?
so.
Well, you know, I happen to have access to rubber cement. There might
Well,
be
you
a
have kids,
so disturbingly enough, there might be a bottle of rubber cement on my desk now.
At
I
work.
have not been huffing it. However, I don't know. If times get rough, I might just open it up and just start sniffing it. Who knows? Maybe that will be my new coping mechanism. I just get stressed, and I'm going to be. People are going to come in, and I'm going to be sniffing some rubber cement, and just be like, "How can I help you?" Like, you know.
What do you want today?
You know, I might be in a really good mood. Who knows? Just gonna kill these little brain cells I got left. Whatever. But yeah, oddly enough, there is one on my desk. But remember those Mr. Scenty markers?
Oh yeah.
I love the smell of those. But if you weren't paying attention, you'd end up with that
It was
mark
just
right
marker.
there.
No,
Yeah.
it's just, whoop.
So I used to sniff those. I still sniff Sharpies. Like apparently I've got some
Especially
issues.
fresh Sharpie.
Right.
Oof.
Yeah, no, I don't like the ones that have been used a whole lot. So what else is weird that I like this? Oh, Pine Sol and Fabuloso.
Fabuloso is the shit.
Yes.
I swear to God. Like, our cleaning ladies at my office stopped using it because she used like a butt ton. Like, it
Yes.
was overwhelming, which is easy to do on
Yeah.
Fabuloso. Like, you really have to moderate how
Yeah.
much you use. So I think they were like, yo, a little too much, because I work with a bunch of vaginas and they all have
somebody has a sensitive
different
nose.
yeah, so they're just like, I just can't work like this. And I'm just like, I came in and I was like, yeah,
I know.
it's
Well, so
Fabuloso.
when I was a petroleum distribution engineer, I used to have to mop. And
cracks me
I
up
know.
every time you say that.
It's my best title
I
ever.
know, really.
It really is, and it was like the worst damn job, but the best title. But I used to have to mop, and we used Pine Sol, and man, I would like use half the entire because it's from concentrate or whatever.
Yeah.
Which why does it say from concentrate? Like, it just should
where
just say
else are you
concentrate.
getting it from?
Right? I mean, what's happening here?
From
But-
the ground.
Exactly.
From the
We would
roots.
just pump it in there. But so I would just pour like half the bucket in there, and I would just like
Yes.
sniff and mop, and I would just be out there mopping like a crazed fool because it smelled so good. Like, I mean, I must be like, I'll mop. And that's the only time in my life I've ever volunteered to mop. Like, do not give me the generic bulk stuff from Sitco or whatever. I do not want that. I want like the Mr. Clean, like Pine Sol, or like the Fabuloso. So those are like the weird smells that I like.
The when I used to work at the private clubhouse, they put in the men's urinals. It was like apple scent, like green apple
like
scent.
urine cakes.
It wasn't like a cake. It was more like a gel thing.
I didn't know what those were, and I
You
had to
didn't know what
ask.
that-
No, I had to ask like my husband. I said, "What are those in there for?"
What are those?
And I was like, "Are you supposed to like aim at them?" And he was like,
Do you? Well, I don't think you need to.
"He was like, no,
No, I have.
they're
questions.
just there for the smell." I
Yeah.
said, "Well, if you're flushing it down, what's the smell?" He's like, "Man, people miss all the time." I said, "I don't understand this. I still don't."
It's
I'm
like
just
the little, like the Clorox little bloops that you put
Yeah.
in your
No, I mean,
toilet.
that totally
That's
makes
what it
sense.
is. Yeah.
But at the same token, I'm going to go off on a side note real quick.
Go off.
So I have to put the toilet seat down, which bothers me. Why do I have to put the toilet seat down?
I think
it should
every
remain
female
down.
is bothered by this
Because-
fucking issue.
Here's my thing. How much damn space do you need to shoot through a hole? Like, at some point, I know your ass is pissed in a cup. Like, you've admitted it to me. That you have peed in a bottle, that you have done some other stuff, and that
Well, you
hole
can
is way
stick,
smaller. So
like,
why can't
it
you
up
make it?
closer.
Why can't you? Well, and in my husband's case, he's not that tall. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean here. So it's not like it's got a far long way to go. It's not like coming from 6 feet up.
Like, how hard is it just to
I
whoop
don't
it down?
understand.
So Theon's argument is,
This
why
is
don't
stupid.
you look before you put your ass down? And I'm like, I shouldn't have to. It was down when I left.
Correct.
It should be down when I get in.
I agree. I do not
Sometimes
understand this.
I'm rolling in the toilet at 3 a.m. with no contacts and no glasses because they
no
fell on the
lights
floor.
because
So I said, fuck it,
Well,
I gotta
yeah.
pee. And I just dip in the damn toilet and I can't see shit.
Oh my God, that's
then
the
my
worst
cheeks
feeling
touch
ever.
water.
When your cheeks touch water, you're half awake,
You're like, ah!
and then you know you hit that tiny
The
little
toilet seat
circle.
was down.
Yes,
and
and then I just end up. I'm coming to bed like a raging fucking white rhinoceros at that point in time, and I'm like just fighting people. Like I don't give a shit.
I'm swinging.
Yes, and he's like, Nate's like, what's going on? And I was like, like, you know, I'm like fucking poltergeist at that point.
Like,
and
how
he's
high?
just like, why look? And I was like, why don't you
Why is that
die?
argument? Why is that their argument?
Why, you know what? Maybe
Why don't you look? What?
I don't understand.
When you
Revenge
look
needs
at
to
the
be had.
toilet, the seat's down. So when you walk away from the toilet, the seat's
Put
gonna be
it
down.
back. Well, or adjust your piss flow so that way you can just leave the seat down and not put piss all over my damn seat, and then everyone wins.
Nah, I'd want them to put the seat up.
Why?
Because, sometimes, even when maybe you've been drinking a little bit, just
Then
like,
you better
need more
clean
space.
that up. Like, I don't
Need more
understand why your
space to
damn
do.
aim is so off. Like, if you got badass aim, you need to get a neurological check. Like, you got some shit going on. Like, you need to get some shit checked. You are bobbing and weaving. I don't know. Because if you're missing the difference, because the difference in the hole is not that much. It's like 2 inches all the way around,
That's
realistically.
true. Yeah.
So, to me, that just means you just pissed all over my floor and wall. And now I'm mad at her.
And now we got problems.
We got bigger
We got
problems.
bigger problems than my freaking cheeks touching water.
Exactly.
Because you can't put the damn toilet seat down.
I'm telling you.
Theon's shaking his head because that is his argument. Why don't you look before you
Because
sit?
we're blind and we're tired. But shit. Why don't you guys look before you piss
I look
into the hole?
before I sit in public because
We don't
not
know
my
who's
toilet.
using that. Exactly.
That's not my toilet. But my toilet, my lead needs to be down
Correct.
in my toilet.
I just say we
I
start
expect it.
flogging them when they don't do it. I'm all for
Just get a
physical
whole
punishment.
whop.
Yeah, just I start flogging people. I'm basically
Just
into
wait outside
flogging
the
anyone.
bathroom.
Just like, is the toilet
down?
down? No. Whack, whack, whack.
They'll be
I
like,
bet
yo,
you'll put it down next time. I mean, I don't know. I'm terrible. So
things
terrible.
you shouldn't settle for. The toilet seat
Okay,
thing,
all right, good
God damn
transition.
it.
That's it. There you go.
So, well, I don't know. Now I'm just like,
Now we're on
I've
a
given
freaking
up.
tangent.
Now I've given up. I'll like say it every once in a while. I'll bring it up.
Oh, well,
But I'm
just
tired.
let my
I'm tired of
ass
saying
cheeks touch that water again. Like I said, you'll be woken up at 3 o'clock by like an angry white rhinoceros in your damn bed, just walloping your ass. I bet you'll put it down next time. Or use a different bathroom, sucker. Like, I am not playing with you. Keep on. Watch him. See, that's why Nate does not listen to this podcast. Because he's like, it just makes me so mad. I'm like, get mad.
Get mad.
Yeah, whatever.
All
All right, so we have single friends, and they're out looking. Oh, God, I almost fell off this dang on chair. Scooch up. And we talk about not settling. I think this can apply across the board, though. Like, okay, so maybe not even just a mate.
Right.
Like, in general,
Right.
if you are unhappy, like,
Right.
in your job,
Yeah, definitely.
you should not be, like, I used to work with these girls, and I didn't understand it. So they had been at this one agency for, like, 6 or more years, and they were just complacent.
Mm-hmm.
They hadn't gotten a raise in 6 years either. And I was like, I remember when I took that job, they were like, oh, yeah, no, we don't get raises. And I was like, I'm sorry, who doesn't get a raise? Maybe y'all don't get a raise, but I was like, I will not be here in that amount of time
Especially not
doing the
6
same amount of
years.
work.
Shit.
in 6 years, right? But they're still there, and so to me, that's like, did you not want more? Like, I don't understand that. Like,
I think
don't
like
settle
jobs,
for that piece
because like they're like, well, you came into this knowing you don't get a raise, and it's just like,
and watch me walk out of it.
Yeah,
deuces.
It's like, you can pay for it. You're just being a cheap shit.
Yeah, I saw
and
your vacation in Jamaica.
Yeah, I know my worth, so I'm going to deuce the fuck out then.
Well, I think sometimes, obviously the economy has a piece to play with it, but right now we're in a pretty good spot.
Yeah.
Most people on average stay at their jobs for about, on average, like 2 years.
Right.
So, that's a general piece. So you can go and leave and find something that's much more fulfilling.
Definitely.
And I know that when you're in a job where you are not happy, you make everyone else miserable, no matter how hard you try.
Yeah.
So like, you settling is essentially making everyone else just you're bringing down the whole vibe, man.
Yeah.
Like so we really don't need you to settle on your job. Like, if you have a dream, try to figure out how to make it happen.
Roll up in it.
Like,
there's a lot of how-to books now.
Well, and if you don't read, there's YouTubes. There you go. You can listen and learn if you, and watch if you are not a, reader.
But definitely, don't settle on, the house if that's not what you want. The apartment, if that's not
don't
what you
get
want.
me started on that.
If that's not what you want, or the water heater.
Okay, I did not settle. So I have been taking cold showers because I've got a husband. He gets up around the same time I do. Apparently, he needs to use a lot of hot water. I don't understand this. He is bald and not very tall. So I'm like, what is happening?
Like flexing in the mirror.
I think so. And letting the hot water run. I don't really know.
For 10.
And I have all of this hair, and I'm like a Sasquatch, so I have to shave like every day. And then I have this whole routine. So I took my last cold shower about a week and a half ago, and we had this huge discussion over the hot water heater. And he's like, you just need to overcome and adapt. And I was like, the only thing I'm going to overcome and adapt is my foot and your ass. I was like, because I am not taking like another cold shower. I was like, I don't understand why other people have to overcome and adapt. Like, you're not being affected by this. So I would refuse to settle. So I marched myself down to Lowe's, which I was pissy over because I wanted him to do all of it. Like, so I did the research. I looked it up. I marched myself down to Lowe's. I purchased the hot water heater. I met with the guy to install the hot water heater. And the hot water heater is coming next week, I guess. But Nate is actually cleaning out the garage and moving the stuff because I did throw a fit. Well, I was like, you know what? You don't have to do anything. I'll just move it all myself. And he was like, really? And I said, well, yeah. I'm just going to stage a protest at this point. Secretly, I was just hoping that he would actually do it for me because I thought to myself, I was like, God, do I really need to move all that shit? And then I was like, God, this shit is heavy and there's spiders in it. I was like, I don't want to do that. No. I was like, don't think that it was not past me to like hire somebody for $25 to move something like a foot and a half.
Legit. Because
like it's heavy. It's like this huge, the shelving. So I'm like, I'm not moving that. But I was going to stage a protest and say that I was. But I was not settling for a cold shower again. And now everyone in my family will have a hot shower, not just Nate.
Meow.
So there.
Do you guys all take a shower in the morning?
So no, the kids take showers at night, which is fine for now. But at some point, I will have teenagers who will want to take a shower in the morning. And that was my argument and piece with him. I was like, okay, so this is fine if we alternate our schedule. Right. I was like, but it's not going to work forever. And essentially, a 50-gallon tank is not big enough for a family of 5. It doesn't hold enough hot water, and it doesn't heat up fast enough. I was like, we need an 80-gallon tank. And he's like, well, I just don't see the point of spending the money in it. I was like, right, because you're not the one inconvenienced by
shower,
it.
Then you ask.
Well, he's never the one who takes a cold shower. Yeah. Like, that was his, so I was like,
do you ever, like, try to run into the bathroom before him,
right,
though?
so that was my argument.
Like, just tase him. No.
So,
my turn.
My argument was that the only way I would ever get a hot water heater if it was up to him was that if I purposely woke up super early, took all the hot water just to be a dick and be petty, and I said, but then my whole argument was, I was like, but that inconveniences me. And he was like, how does that inconvenience you? I was like, because then I immediately, first of all, I already get up ass early because I can't sleep. But I was like, I don't don't get my coffee, and then I immediately have to start doing my hair because if not, then it looks like balls. And he just like, he's looking at me like I'm insane because apparently this is not a valid argument. But I was like, you wouldn't understand. You don't have hair. I'm like,
how long has it been since he's had hair?
So he's been shaving his head bald since he was like 18.
Oh, damn.
Right? And now he really...
Yeah, 'cause he was
and
in
the other piece is that he really doesn't have to shave that much of it anymore, so I don't really know what he's doing. Like, I mean, I can probably palm the bald spot.
Gloss. Right. You gotta roll the...
And then I'm like, maybe you just need to nair it. And he's just like, he just gives me this stupid look and walks away. I don't care.
Still burn?
I don't know.
I tried it when it came out.
Maybe we'll try it on Nate's head and figure out if it burns him. If he uses my hot water
like
again.
Or if he leaves the
toilet seat up, I'm just going to nair his head in the middle of the night. I'm not passive-aggressive or aggressive-aggressive at all.
No.
I mean, I'm just saying.
You will have a strip of nair.
just like...
Or is he hairy on his chest?
No. I mean, like, Nate is very much into himself, like, in general, and, like, grooming. So he's, like, forever. And that's realistically probably what takes some time. So, I mean, and while I can appreciate that from a woman's standpoint, at the same token, I'm like dude, how about you do it at... Thank you.
And
but
then
apparently
in the morning,
he can't.
just do a nice little...
I don't know. And I'm all like, dude... Get over it.
Bruh.
Every one of you look the same in your uniform, and no one is paying attention.
Legit, you got a fucking hat on anyways.
Correct. Like, I'm so over it. And then, like, he's like, it takes a while to shave my face. And I'm like, well, come here. I'll shave your face in, like, 3 seconds. It doesn't take me that long. I don't know what you're doing, like, caressing it, massaging it before, like, hand. Like, this is ridiculous.
He's not settling for a shitty... shave.
Well, he might have to if he uses my hot water again.
Get the electric. Does
he? He will not use electric. No,
he's too good.
I told you he's bougie as hell. That's why I said, like, we are getting a hot water heater.
Exactly. So if you're not gonna shove on this, it's like this is our common ground.
Correct.
A bigger hot water.
That's
how it should be.
Well, and like I said to him, I said, well, because his advice was like overcome and adapt, and I was just like, so you want me? I said, fine, I'll adjust my schedule, and then all of you can live with me being a psychopath and a biatch for the I don't know, however long I am. And he was like. You could tell he wanted to be like we don't already, and it was like one of those
Did
moments.
You stare at him like I dare you?
Yes, it was like a stare down
like
moment.
A whole
and he was like,
and flames out of your eyes. I dare you, motherfucker.
He knew that death was imminent. Should he have uttered any of those words? I was just like,
or burning air.
Then you do like that twirl. I do the twirl walk out on my sock and just walked out of the room. Like,
perfect.
Done. We are getting a hot water heater.
Right.
So don't settle for cold water if you don't have to. I mean, gee.
Adulting.
Gee. I mean, but at the same token, ladies, you shouldn't have to settle. Like, I was more upset because I told him it wasn't about the hot water heater. It was more about he didn't care that I was taking, like, a cold shower.
Right.
So you shouldn't have to settle for that either.
Yeah.
Like, your significant others should care if you're like in distress.
Exactly.
So don't settle for someone who
no
just
one likes a cold shower.
Finds your distress entertaining.
One of those people that do like cold showers.
I mean, if it's 95 degrees out, that's fine. But it was like 45, and I literally cried in the shower on Monday because I had to wash my hair and I had to shave, and I was like, I mean, it was bad. I mean, it was extra dramatic even for me, you know, and that says a lot.
For me.
Even for me.
I was shook.
I mean, like, you know.
Well, that's awful. Yeah, you shouldn't have, like.
Yeah, it wasn't just about the hot water heater. And so that's why I got over. And he couldn't get that piece. And I don't know if he still does. Like, and that is a struggle. For real. Because I'm like, you're not getting that this just isn't about the hot water heater.
Like, my emotional well-being is shattering.
Right. Like, and you're not even caring about it.
Right. You're getting the hot water.
Right.
That would be me. Like, I would just overnight let the hot water run.
Yeah.
And then, like,
well,
when
I mean,
he
I
gets
really
into that
did
shower,
talk about being petty, and I told him that. So, I mean, but, you know, he just is like, he didn't get it. So I'm just like, What other things? So thinking of things you shouldn't settle for. I'm trying to think of reasons I broke up with boyfriends.
Well, definitely the emotional disconnect.
Yes, that was always one.
That needs to go both ways.
Being disrespected.
Disrespectful.
Don't settle for disrespect. Know your own worth.
Yeah.
But at the same token, don't disrespect other people.
Right.
Like, you can't be like, you better respect me.
And then be like, talk shit about him.
Exactly.
Down to him,
yeah. I mean, it's got to be a respectful piece.
Right.
What other reasons?
Just anything that you find annoying. If you can't put up with it, then...
Yeah, you don't get me at my best if you can't accept me at my worst.
Right.
Like, I got told... one time by someone who was close to me that they didn't want to talk to me unless I was happy because I was going through a rough period in my life and things were really, really tough. I didn't know what was going on. And they were like, every time I call you or you call me, I just feel like, you're just really upset and, you're just frustrated and I don't want to talk to you unless you're happy. So I said, not a problem. I'll F off then and didn't talk to them for 10 months.
Yeah,
and I still am not really talking to them.
Sometimes you can't settle on things, especially with family. It's just like, no.
Yeah.
Like I can love you, but I can still hate your fucking guts all in the same breath. Like, I don't have to like you. I love you because we're family, but that doesn't mean I have to 25-8 fuck with you. Okay?
Well, and if your family has been toxic, it's okay to cut them off. And I think sometimes people feel like immense guilt over those things, and I think like you don't have to settle for that. Like you can be okay.
You can make your own
I
family.
spent years being treated terribly by a certain like side of my family and I just wanted like this acceptance, and I kept thinking if I do this or if I say this or if I if I'm like this then maybe they'll find, but I realized at the end of the day none of this has anything to do with me, and I am just fine just the way that I am, and they are horrid people, and it's not me.
Yeah, you should never have to change yourself for somebody.
And at the end of the day, I don't have to answer to, and my life is so much better without them in it. And so I just hit block, and I just strolled on about I did my little turn out the door. And
flip, bye.
Correct. Don't holler at me. I mean, I've said the things that I've needed to say.
Exactly.
I wrote it down in a letter, and I've got it. And should I get salty one day or hear some random stuff, I might send that letter, and I might send you a bag of dicks along with it. You never know from me, because you can order those things.
Just a bag of dicks.
Correct.
Just
like exactly. You just never know, and I might send it to your place of business. Keep trying me. Like you just never know. I mean, I don't want to be, and like letting it go though was like so much.
Yeah, that's very therapeutic.
Heck yeah.
Because anything toxic is just like,
let it go.
Done.
Right.
Definitely.
And your friendships are like that too. You definitely don't have to settle for that. Like I know people who have been friends with people for years just because that's what they have been.
Right. It's like,
but yet these friendships are not good anymore. And so they keep staying friends with them, and it's like, girl, she is not being nice to you. Like, I'm the first one of my friends to be like, I don't like her.
Yeah.
And sometimes I even get like, my best friend is always like, I need you to not be a psycho.
Right.
And I need you to be open-minded when you walk in here. And it's not that I'm not open-minded, but like, I hear like her telling me a story where like, her new friends in a new city are like saying something, and I'm just like, nope. Don't talk about my best friend. Like, and I'll get extra protective. Yes. So, then when I show up, I'm like she's like, do not give people the side eye. Like, I need you to be on your best behavior. And I'm all like,
you'll have that resting bitch face.
Right?
Like,
and I'm just kind of
how dare you?
Okay. So, I try real hard, but sometimes I'm like, and then I say something. Yeah. So, I mean, don't bring me around if you have a friend who you are kind of on the fence with, and I know it because I'll just be like, I will just blow it up.
Friendship broken.
I mean, you better I wouldn't do it on
might
purpose,
need that,
but
though.
I mean, I will.
Sometimes it's just like too much.
Yeah,
it's like from the outside looking in, because when you're in it, it's like, oh well, we've had like good times together, and we've done this and that. Same with like partnerships. It's like, oh well, we've had these good times, but now it's not that great. But it's just a rough patch. Like we're gonna reconnect. We're gonna do all these things again.
That can happen.
Okay,
but sometimes you need that space.
Outside.
Yeah.
That's like, yo.
Right.
This is like not even like just a short separation. Like this is like hardcore. Like,
this is like
you need to
you
wake
are
up.
Dead to me forever.
You need to wake up.
So on a side note, I have a theory about like relationships, and I want to see if you agree with me. So there are two types of people. Mm-hmm. There's your squeezers and your flatteners, and I'm talking about your toothpaste rolls. And I think that in general, two squeezers. Now wait, what are you?
I do both. Like I'll squeeze it up and then I'll flatten it.
Okay. All right. You're like an anomaly. You're screwing up my damn theory. All right, Theon, what are you?
He's a squeezer. Oh yes, he is. Like we cannot share the same toothpaste,
which
it
makes
freaks me out because I hate it.
Okay, see, all right. So now you're reproving my role. So
he doesn't get all the toothpaste. You don't get all the toothpaste.
All right, and so Theon, when you squeeze, do you just squeeze from the middle, like wherever? Okay, so Theon's like me. We are just crazy. We don't care. We just squeeze from the middle.
God,
so I really. Right, because you are very different. So what I have really believed, I believe that squeezers can be with flatteners, but flatteners have to recognize that squeezers are never going to flatten,
right,
and be okay with that.
Exactly.
But if you have two squeezers, I almost feel like that is probably one of the most chaotic relationships you may ever see in your entire life.
Definitely.
Like, because those squeezers are just insane. We don't care. We just squeeze from wherever. We're just ripping it, and we just are like, you know? So I'm like, whatever. And two flatteners, that is probably one of the most controlled and proper relationship we have ever seen. So I'm like, I mean, I don't know.
Right.
That's just my theory. Mm-hmm. So, because Nate is a flattener, and it drives him insane that I squeeze. And so he also will not, like, we had gone to, like, Sam's to buy extra toothpaste, because at this point, you know, we've got all these kids, and we're like, brush your teeth.
Right.
So we buy the economy pack of toothpaste, and I was like, this one's cheaper. And he was like, put that back. We're getting the other one. And I said, why do we got to get this one? I was like, this one's fine. It was like Colgate versus Crest.
Right.
Apparently, one of them has the flip tops, and the other has the screw top. He said and he knows because he's a flattener. That's how he knows. As a squeezer, I don't know which one it is. I just squeeze the shit. I know it starts with a C, and I squeeze it. But he knew, and he put back the one, and he said, we need the one with the flip top. And I said, why? And he's like, so you don't squeeze it all over the place. And I said, oh, like that's going to stop it?
Yeah, that doesn't stop it. I was like,
it does control it a little bit. I try to be conscientious about it, because at least I can flip the top down at least the first, I don't know, 2 weeks, maybe of brushing. All right, I'm giving myself more time than really. Like the first week of brushing with the new toothpaste tube, and then I just kind of give up and don't ever put the top down. And then it just gets squeezed out all over. But like the other one, you always lose the top too, so you're just screwed.
What? I've never lost the top.
You have never lost a toothpaste top?
Hell no. It goes right back on.
No, I never put the top on.
Freaks.
I told you.
You are a freak. What do you mean you want crusty toothpaste?
I mean, I don't give a shit. I'll just wet it. It's fine. Just put enough on there and you'll be all right. Listen, you see my teeth? They're beautiful.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I clearly used it.
The crust of the toothpaste.
Exactly. It scrubs the hell out of them.
Just ripping that enamel.
Exactly. I mean, but they're good teeth.
Yeah. Well, that's why we use separate toothpaste.
Well, and that's why I think Nate moved out of the bathroom and into the kids' bathroom. He would much rather share a bathroom now with the kids almost than me. And I'm like, that is absolutely fine. Let me spread more shit out on this counter, so that way you will never come back in here.
Exactly.
Because I don't need your anal retentive self like telling me where I need to put my stuff. He's like, you need to do something with this. First of all, no, you need to get out.
Right? You are not my dad.
Exactly.
Excuse me.
Right? But that's my like relationship theory.
I like that. That's a really good one. Mm-hmm. That's a really good one.
Then Nate had one that goes along kind of with the settling So hear this one out. And he's had this one forever, and I'm kind of like, whatever, dude. But so it kind of makes sense, though. He says that, like, everyone has, like, a rating scale on a 1 to 10, okay? An attractiveness factor, okay? And that you can go 2 up or 2 below, but you can't go more than that, or else it'll never work. So if you're a 7, you can be with a 9, or you can be with a 5, or you can be with any range in between there, and it'll be fine.
Right.
But you can't be with a 1. And if you are, they were probably rich.
Yeah, I was just,
because you're way out of their league and you know it.
Right.
And if you're with like a 10, you are feeling all sorts of insecure and you know you're a 7.
Yeah.
So I was like, huh. And in theory, I kind of can see his relationship theory.
Yeah. I mean, but vain.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, it makes sense for me.
Like, if you're going way down, it's like you're either like totally abusing them, like verbally or something. Like, that is not a healthy relationship,
right?
Or they're definitely feeling insecure because you're obviously hotter. Like, so definitely dudes or other females are just like rolling up to you, thinking that you're not even with that person.
Well, and he said your number is basically static. So I was like, so what? Wait. He said, so if you're a 7 and you get plastic surgery, and he said, but it's all fake, you're still feeling like you're a 7, even though you might be a 9. He was like, so some 5s may actually pull you and get to keep you. And I was like,
deep.
I was like, whoa.
You're fake.
I was like, I mean, but it kind of makes sense though, right?
Yeah, because, I mean, does it really bring you...
So, ladies, you're all 10s.
Yay!
Yay! You know.
Thank you.
Yeah, Thea's slow on the uptick there. It's all good. Thea was like, where's all the gentlemen's numbers at? Sorry. I'm just a lady.
You guys are on a different scale.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. Yeah. Do you have any theories? I mean, we obviously know about Theon's messy girl theory. Facts.
Yeah.
The ugly girls.
The ugly girl or the ugly dude even.
Right. And the banging theory. Which I'm not going to, I can't test that out, obviously. Right. But, like, I don't know if that one's true.
I don't have any theories, but, I mean, I like the fact that me and Theon have actually lived together before our, like, getting married and stuff.
Yeah.
Because you never really figure out someone's
this is true
quirks until you actually live with them.
Right.
And I know some people don't do that because of, like, religious stuff.
Right.
Woo, woo, woo. But then when you move in together, now y'all are married. Everything's legalized. Like, you are solid. Mm-hmm. And then you find that one little fucking thing that just really irks the shit out of you. And
and it will irk you. So if you are with someone, as someone who's been married like almost 14 years now, if you are with someone and there's something that bothers you about them now, or something like Nate does this thing with his fingers, like I said, and it drives me insane. It's like I can feel his fingerprints or hear them like making noises, and it drives me nuts. When you have been married for a long time, that will make you murderous. Like, if it drives you, if it's kind of cute and annoying at first when you're first dating, know that whatever quirk it is will make you want to murder someone by the time you've been married for like 10 years.
Like, it's
no,
good
it
to
is
find
not.
it.
In fact, it might amplify, and you might just find yourself standing over the bed thinking, do it one more time.
Standing over the bed with Nair and his balls out.
Is this going to burn? I don't know. We're just going to run fast. We're just going to run real fast.
You'll get crippled and like
the dog will trip him
down.
Because, the dog is slower and the dog follows me directly behind me. So I've got a buffer. Just run fast.
But yeah, I don't know. If you can find somebody and you could just
stand them.
Fall in love.
It works out.
Yeah. You stand them.
But don't settle. Like, still know your worth.
Like, little quirks are different than, like, just being flat out dickhead.
Terrible. Yeah. Don't be terrible. Be kind to one another.
Be kind. That's a slogan.
Aw, it is.
Rewind.
Oh my God!
Oh,
From
some people might
Blockbuster.
not know that.
Oh, that's very
These
true.
new,
They'll be like, "What's rewind
yeah,
mean?"
like rewind what? It's like,
What does rewind mean? I don't know.
you don't understand the.
You don't understand how long it would, how mad you would be when you would bring home a Blockbuster video and someone didn't rewind it, and then you had to rewind it on the
Everything's
VCR,
on the
and
right
you're all
side,
ready
and you're like
to watch it, and you're like, no! Oh, that used to make me so mad, so mad. I was like,
Or like cassette tapes when you had to rewind those just to listen.
Yep. Your song, and then if you listen to it too many times, it would be like, yes, that was terrible. That was a good slogan, though. Be kind, rewind.
Yeah, be kind, rewind.
What was some other ones that we've got? Popular phrases and slogans.
We have basic bitch, which we did use earlier.
Yes, I did, because I called myself one.
Spray.
Yeah, there's some things like I struggle with that one because I'm all like, I am not basic, and then I find myself doing basic things, and I'm like,
basic though. Like, if it wasn't called basic, if it was just called like regular, like you're just a regular person, like you're a regular female.
See my face. I'm like, not me.
You're just regular female.
I
like
mean, I
that's
guess.
regular things. Like everyone, like as soon as pumpkin spice gets out.
Oh, okay. First off, I need to go on record and unclarify myself from the basic bitch piece.
You're
because
not a PSL.
I do not like pumpkin spice. Like, I will drink it if I am handed it. Yeah, the smell of it's good. But I am not like, oh my God, pumpkin spice and scarves. I cannot wait to wear my Uggs and my messy bun and order a latte that's like $7 and I'm not going to tip. Oh, wait, that's me because they might tip. But I'm like, that is not me. I'm like, I'm not paying for that. I got a Keurig at home. I'm good.
I love, I don't really always, like, they came out with something different this year with the pumpkin spice that I liked, but my go-to is caramel macchiato. I don't give a fuck about seasonal shit. Basic. I am basic. That's legit. I do. Oh my God, I love the caramel macchiato with extra caramel. Just like roll it on there. I just want it to be
it's good.
Sweets.
It is good, but I will, like I said, I like my Keurig. I guess maybe that makes me basic too.
And Nick gave me that Keurig when Keurigs came out. Like that hoe is running.
It's still working.
That's all I need.
Right. So, I mean,
that's what Keurig should have said. They probably break. I don't know how long have you had.
I've
yours?
had mine for a long time, and I actually almost bought another one because Nate wouldn't fill the water up, and that almost got him murdered too. So we almost ended up with 2 Keurigs in the kitchen, and I was about to like.
He would have just used yours because there's water in it.
Oh my God! He would have died. I would have just had to kill him. They'd have been found him on the floor with a coffee mug like stuck in his head, and it would have been like, and they would have been like, "Ma'am, what happened?" I'd be like, "I bought him this Keurig for himself to use because he wouldn't put water in mine, and he just kept using the water in his and then using the water in mine. And one day I couldn't take it. All it takes is one woman on my jury to say, you know what? Damn it, I had a husband who did that exact same thing.
Never.
Not
put
guilty.
The water.
Not guilty.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. Yeah. So
get off.
But when I was telling my therapist this story, she's doing the raised eyebrow and making a bunch of notes. So I'm like, well, I don't know what kind of notes you're making, but I'm thinking to myself, I'm not crazy. Like, I'm trying to keep the sanity in my household, and I'm coming up with creative solutions. So I feel like you should be making notes about how creative I am.
Maybe she was. She was like,
I don't think so. She was
probably like, you know what? I have this problem at home, and I'm gonna go buy that.
I mean, I hope maybe she was, but I think in reality, she was like, this woman is legit insane.
Don't judge me. Judge your
eyebrows. Shirt next time I go in. Yes, I should.
Wow.
Just sit there and just be like, So, there you go. Is that a slogan or a saying?
Is that a new one?
It might be.
It's not popularly
I have one
yet, but we can make it popular.
that I say all the time.
What's that?
Eat 4
D's.
But I've shortened it to E4D, so I'm able to put it on like things. Mm-hmm. And when I get asked about it, depending on the situation we're in, I'm like, oh, that means excellence 4 times daily. That is not what it means. But I lie, and I'm good at it. Yeah.
I like that you came up with 4. You were like,
I don't know.
One's not enough.
One is not enough.
5
because
is too much.
5 is too many. 4 is just right.
But 4.
Just eat 4.
We got
I don't know.
that.
I don't know why I came up with 4, but it stuck, and I was like, and that's what we're going with.
I love it.
So hashtag E4D.
E4D.
Yeah, because that's why I would just throw it up too. Like I need like if I wish my fingers were faster. Like in high school,
Just
we like
D,
E4.
D. What is the
D.
sign language for D?
I don't do sign
D?
language.
Or is
Oh,
that
is
B?
that D? I don't know. We need to ask somebody. This is terrible.
Ask Rhonda. She did the whole class.
Oh yeah, that's true. So then we have GOAT,
The
greatest of all
GOAT.
time. Yeah, I'm kind of over this one.
Denzel Washington is my goat of actors.
Man, Esther, I was not prepared for this.
I'm sorry. Let me throw
I didn't know that we
let me
were.
whip that
I
in
mean,
real
you did.
quick,
You just threw
'cause
that in there. I don't have anything.
him or oh fuck, maybe not because now Bruce Willis.
Yeah, I like Bruce
I don't
Willis.
know why. That's the white side of me coming out.
I guess I like him too, so that's me.
Just like, Denzel Washington and Bruce Willis. Those are
Yeah,
my goats
I guess
of male.
I would have to co-sign on
Actress.
those. Oh, you know what? Actually, my goat
what was
is
that?
for like if I was like for real.
Yeah.
Like I love. Oh shit! Why can't I think of his name? It's like his face isn't not Paul Rudd. The other one who looks kind of like him. I do love Paul Rudd though. He's, which one he
Kinda
was.
like him.
Never mind. I can't think of his name.
Google him. Like, your phone is right
I'm
there.
too lazy.
My goat in wrestling was Shawn Michaels.
First of all,
Sexy boy.
I wouldn't have
Boy
known that.
toy.
I guess my goat in wrestling is like the only wrestler like I know. Would be The Rock. I'm just saying.
Like, Shawn Michaels was before The Rock. Like,
Well, I did not watch wrestling.
yeah. My dad loved it. Like, and then I watched it, like, whenever we went to go see my grandma, like, that was always on. And then, like, me and David just started watching that shit.
I'm not into
Until,
it.
like, I can't remember when we stopped. We kind of fell out of it,
Okay.
but...
I got my goat.
Because
You
we
ready?
would roll wrestling moves on each other. Okay, go ahead.
All right. You're going to die because it's like so random.
I'm
But when I
ready.
was like 19,
Mm-hmm.
even still to this day, little obsessed. Wait for it. You ready? I decorated my entire room.
Oh, God.
Uh-huh.
Go for it.
Dennis Rodman.
You know what? But he was hot shit when he was hot. Like,
I mean,
like,
right.
what-
This was before he went crazy and married
Right.
himself.
Yeah.
And like when he was like, I mean,
Right.
but I was all about Dennis
Chicago
Rodman.
Bulls, Dennis Rodman.
Detroit Pistons, Dennis Rodman.
Oh, okay. the
like
start.
in Chicago Bulls,
Right.
obviously. But yeah, so I was completely obsessed with Dennis Rodman. So I
Yeah.
like to forget that moment in my life
That's
because
cool. I
it's a
like
little
that,
embarrassing
though.
now.
Well, you know what?
But yeah,
I watched that documentary on him, and it's like he's had a
very
rough
interesting
life.
life.
Yeah, it's been
Like-
it was very up and down.
Yes, it's been so like yeah. So my goat would be Dennis Rodman.
That's cool. I'm
I
like
know, right?
for that. That is random
little-
as fuck.
it's
I
completely
love it.
random.
My
Uh-huh.
sister like loved Michael Jordan. She had all his posters and Leslie Lobo was that
Oh,
her
yeah, yeah,
last
yeah.
name? Yeah, because look. The sports only happened to my older sister and older brother. Me
Facts.
and Enoch was like, fuck
Facts.
that shit. I tried soccer. I liked soccer, but I'm too lazy for that shit. I just did color guard.
I might
That was
pick
good
you
enough for me.
like my dodgeball team because I feel like you could probably whip the ball.
I wish, but my arms are weak. Like, I can do
Never
leg
mind,
things.
disregard.
Like, I could do leg sports, but my arms are really shitty.
Maybe
I've never done
kickball.
Yeah, I can do kickball.
Okay.
On the days
yeah.
that I'm coordinated to
Oh,
kick
okay,
the ball.
disregard. I'm picking a
Exactly,
stranger.
that's why
Esther, at, like if it's a lineup and like criminals,
Don't pick me.
I'm like, Esther's this last schoolyard pick, and she's
Exactly.
like just standing there,
I was always
and I'm
cool
like
with it.
looking at her
She's
friend,
like,
like,
"Fuck
are
it."
you not gonna pick me? And I'm like, no, I need to win.
no,
I'm
that bitch
sorry
sucks.
because I am like,
I'm here
I
to
mean,
win,
right?
exactly.
I do. I have to
Here
win
to win.
because I'm very competitive. So
I remember when Michael Jordan retired the first time. She had his picture.
did she cry?
fucking. I don't remember if she cried, but the picture where he was crying and he was holding he had the ring on his finger and he was holding the basketball. That shit was in the center of her bed, like
on the
right there on the wall. Like,
it wasn't on the ceiling though, was it?
No,
I was
she
like,
wasn't being freaked.
I was like, well, that's where we were going with it.
We shared a bedroom, Jesus Christ.
Rodman's photo was on the ceiling.
Dennis Rodman. Oh, you freak.
I told you.
I love it. That's so hilarious.
Nasty.
I love it, though.
Oh, God. All right. I'm never going to live this stuff down. I mean, in my defense, it was like, I thought I was just like decorating the room and I would just lay in bed. And
you're like,
it was, I mean, nothing weird was I can't even What's the next one we need to move on to?
It's lit.
Oh, lit.
Litty two titties.
I mean, yeah, you said that. And then
I say that a lot.
I know. And then what happens? I fall apart.
We get litty two titties.
No, not we. Everyone else is fine. And I just fall apart.
I got that from another podcast that I listened to.
I love that one.
Two New York dudes, Decent and Narrow. Love them.
Yeah.
They said
that's
litty
a good
two
one.
titty. And I was just like, that's my life. I want that on a shirt.
I would wear a shirt.
Is that too crude?
No.
It doesn't say cunt, so I think I'm good.
I mean, it says litty two titties. What if you put litty two titties
on there? Two kitties? And put little caps?
Yes. Yeah. Or you instead of like, that would be super cute. Don't steal our ideas.
We want to make these.
Copyright it. Theon's copyrighting it right
Circle
now.
with the R on it.
He's doing it right now. We will sue you.
We will not give you the benefit of the doubt.
No, you will not get the benefit of the doubt. You will get that paper in the mail.
That work.
Exactly.
My dad, oh my God, that was his favorite fucking saying.
Benefit of the doubt.
I'll put my foot up your ass or my boot up your ass. I'm just like,
I say that a lot.
Try. How's that gonna work? How is this gonna work?
Esther is living dangerously. Because in my household, you will get a toe up the ass. Like, I'm not even playing.
In your household.
Yes, I will wiggle that toe up that ass. Yes, you might get a Gerald. Some phalanges. Phalanges. Yes.
Oh my gosh. I believe that.
Yeah, but Esther, next time I'll be like, come here, Esther. Got my Geralds ready for you. I just got to make sure Esther's not wearing a dress because I might really go up in it.
Yeah, the Geralds will find.
And then I'll just be like, no. Okay. Oh, my God. What's the next one?
So extra.
I said that like 4 times already. Because I am
Guac
so
is
extra. Well, I am extra, like in general.
What is this? Extra like guac or something like that?
Yeah, like that's oh God, I can't say it. Chipotle.
Oh, what?
No.
Can you
no.
a little bit louder? Chipotle.
Chipotle.
She just made it like people that say Tarjay. You're like Chipotle.
Chipotle. How do you say it? Chipotle.
Is it a white tablecloth? Chipotle.
No, I can never.
I can never say Chipotle.
Chipotle. Jesus, I'm done.
You are not a bit. Your basic bitch card has been revoked if you don't know how to say Chipotle.
I swear to God, I don't eat there. I prefer welcome to Moe's.
Moe's gives me heartburn. I'm like so, or it gives me like my acid reflux.
I mean, I'll take it. I don't eat at Chipotle because they do. What? How the hell do you
There's
say
no
it?
T at the end. It's L-E, Chipotle.
Chipotle?
Am I saying it right now? I feel like I'm not saying it right.
Well, because I screwed it all up. It's like when you say a word over and over again and it doesn't sound right.
Like when you say Chipotle, I think of a white tablecloth thing downtown. Oh, like, honey, let's go to Chipotle tonight.
So, like I said, so extra. I can't even say it right.
I'm going to get the
So the guac is extra at Chipotle. I'm done. I'm freaking done. Like people make fun of me all the time because I cannot say things.
You gotta boast because you can't say Chipotle. That's really why you know.
I mean, swear to God, because I'm like, do you guys want to go to Mexican? And you know, they're like, yeah. What do you want? And I'm like, Moe's, so that way no one makes fun of me. Struggle. Oh my God. Like, I'm just done. You should
I can't wait to listen to this podcast back and crack up again.
I struggle.
Oh, I love it. The struggle is real.
Well, first of all, I drive the struggle bus on the regular.
Exactly.
Someone once told me, though, not too long ago, that I've been driving the struggle bus so long that I'm no longer driving the struggle bus. Instead, I'm the captain of the struggle ship. And I was so damn mad.
I love that.
Because
I'm on
I was
the
like,
struggle ship.
And they were like, no, but you are the captain. I was like, I want to hate you, but this is actually a really funny joke.
Bigger. Like, what is bigger than
a
ship?
I mean, this was a really funny joke.
The struggle sub.
Oh, God.
Submarine.
I don't know. A ship can be huge. Like, it could be like a cruise ship. And that's all I was picturing. I was like, oh, God, I'm struggling with everyone. Like, this is so bad. I struggle to say words.
The one that, like, it's the Titanic. Just the struggle
literally.
ship.
Correct. The struggle ship. I swear to God, though, if I ever own a ship, or a boat, that's what I'm going to call it.
Struggle ship.
Struggle ship. Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Like, yeah. Just done.
Bye, Felicia. That's what you say when you're done with somebody. Bye, Felicia.
First of all, I have personal issues towards this one. I don't know if I think I've told this one though before about the girl who tried to dismiss me at work.
Mm-hmm. Did you tell it on? I don't know
if I have. So, well, if you've heard it, whatever. Just fast forward like 30 seconds. She'll be all right. So I didn't like this one girl at my job. Her and I like bumped heads. She was always like trying to one up somebody, and I don't like it when people are presumptuous. Like, just be kind. You don't have to like. Listen, you're smart. I'm smart. We can all be smart together. Right. Oh my God, can you believe that?
Smartest one.
Well, first off, she was never gonna be that. Next, like, girl, if we were to play Jeopardy, you would lose. Next, but I didn't have to tell her that. So one day I went in to ask her a question into the office, and she answered it, and I turned around to walk out, and she says, "Bye, Felicia," and I was like, "Oh, hell no." So I did my twirl on my shoe, like I always do, and I was like, I said, first off, don't nobody dismiss me. I was like, I will stage a protest up in this mug. And she was like, well, I didn't think you really knew what it meant. And I was like, pardon me. I was like, I have my hood card. Please don't ever think. But I was like, and I was like, it came from the movie Friday. Like, duh. Like, I was like, just because you're super white doesn't mean that I haven't seen Friday like 400 times. Like, I know where this comes from. And I was just like, so I had to give her the stare down. Right. And then I left on my own terms.
Did you do another twirl?
Of course I did. I twirled out of there. And I was like, bitch.
Don't play with me.
Don't nobody dismiss me.
Right.
So,
I was already leaving, bitch.
Well, exactly. You can't dismiss somebody when they were already leaving.
That's like when you say I quit and you're like, well, you're fired. And it's like, no.
That one's my favorite.
No, homie. I quit first. Don't you ever.
Right.
Don't you ever.
Yeah, I can't do that. So, yeah, I'm over it. But I was over her, too, so whatever.
Oh, costs an arm and a leg. That's something you don't hear much anymore, but you definitely hear.
I mean, I have said it multiple times.
Oh, definitely.
Because things.
I think it stops with like us though, because
probably.
I don't hear the younger generation.
No,
say
I mean, but
shit.
things like.
Do you know where that came from?
Were they not selling like black market body pieces? Do you know? Are you about to school me on this?
No, I'm not going to school. No, I don't want to say I'm schooling you, but I just read up on it because I wanted to know.
Well, I meant that in a good way because I do want to get schooled on it because I was like, are they selling black market body limbs? Because I've thought about selling like pieces I can't use. Like, I don't see why you can't. Like, I mean, you can sell your eggs, right? But have you met my kids?
Do you want these?
Correct. And like you have to meet all these like certain specifications. Like, I mean, it is what it is. Like, my eggs are good. I got 3 kids and I had my kids real fast. So I have good eggs, whatever. But like you can sell your eggs and sperm, but you can't sell like, I don't know, other random things. What if someone wants a pinky finger and I don't need it? Why can't I sell that? I should shut up because someone is going to harvest me.
So crazy.
I'm just saying.
How much would a pinky finger go for?
Depends.
Like black market shit is like kidneys and like a liver.
What if you really need that pinky finger?
What if?
What if it's
I need to put my pinky ring. I need to be
right,
pimp strong.
right, exactly. And you're missing that one. You just graft that bad boy on. I mean, I'm just saying, you should be able to. It's your body. You should be able to piece it out if you want to.
Well, first we have to roll on to the right to the abortion first before we can go to black market body selling.
Right, you're right. We gotta
one step at a time.
Okay, all right.
Because
then we'll start piecing pieces
our
out.
body, our right, but there's a couple of penises that don't think that.
Well, let's just chop them off.
Let's do it.
How much do you think we get for those?
I don't know. But
Nothing. Maybe we'll put them in
graft
soup.
the dick back on.
You just put them in soup. For weird.
What?
Nothing.
A soup?
I mean, don't people eat dick soups places? I think it's animal dick soup, though.
You only want to say that because you want people to eat 4 dicks. So you just want to package this 4 dick soup and throw it at people.
Oh wouldn't that be amazing?
Freak.
They make little noodles that look like dicks. Little dick soup. They actually
like
make
SpaghettiOs.
those.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I will make 4 dick soup. Copyright it. Theon's copyright it right now.
The
Don't try to do it.
R.
Mm-hmm. Well, thanks, Theon.
Oh no, the
God,
arm and the leg.
Sorry.
They don't know where it really originated, but it was super popular World War I because soldiers were losing arms and legs. Yeah.
Oh damn.
Yeah, it was deep.
That's
I was a
foul.
little sad. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Well, I mean, that couldn't be a great thing.
But they
Someone
also
saying-
didn't get. I mean, they got paid next to nothing to lose those arms and legs too.
exactly.
That's not
That's what it
good.
was
Which is
like,
why we
it's
need to raise the
expensive.
prices on the black market for limbs.
For pinkies. For pimp pan pinkies.
Really, what needs to happen is I just need to get famous enough that I can pluck random strands of hair out of my head and sell them for like $20 each.
Legit.
I'm gonna be pissed if one day I'm just walking somewhere and someone
goes,
just
snip.
and I'll be like, "Hey, where's that $20?" You're like, "You owe me."
Dicks.
Right?
You're getting a real dick soup in the mail.
Oh my God.
Enjoy.
Oh. I would frame it, swear to God. I would put it in a shadow box and put it in the house.
The
if
soup.
someone, both.
The hair.
Everything. It's just a collage.
Collage. What an interesting collage. That is something that would definitely be art gallery worthy.
Right.
Just maybe have random people just look at it and just
What's
what
that?
were they thinking when they put this together? People eating 4 dicks.
I mean,
In my hair.
you know what?
What?
We should do painting with a twist, and
Yeah.
we should all paint the same picture. We should get a whole
dick?
group. No,
Dick
people
soup.
eating 4 dick soup. We should go in and book it, but not tell the painting instructor what we're gonna paint,
I think
and
Mondays.
let them do that.
That's hard though, because Mondays is the free for all.
Right. But we can book it private for a party.
We can.
And then we can all just, maybe we don't even paint the soup. Maybe we just paint big giant wieners.
That would be your life. You would love that.
Oh my God. Because I have the penis puppet,
exactly.
right?
So you're just going to be like, yeah.
Oh my God. Do I have to send that video?
Yeah.
I do.
You still have it.
Of course I do.
Hell yeah.
I made a penis puppet one time at work and would shove it in between the cubicle while my cubicle mate was on the phone. And just throw her off, for no reason. So I have a video of me shoving this through the cubicle just to throw her off while she was on the phone. I have no idea why I did that.
Well, what else are you going to do in cubicles?
I mean, probably normal people don't make penis puppets and then keep it. And then when my kid got in trouble for drawing wankers, I wasn't even been out of shape over it. Because I was like, what do you want me to do? I was still drawing penises. I made a penis puppet the other day.
From you.
I mean, Nate was not happy with me. He was like, he's drawing penises and he's 6 and they're going to kick him off the bus if he keeps drawing penises. And I was like, well.
Was he drawing it on the seat?
No, he drew it on a piece of paper. I mean, come on. He was drawing penises on a piece of paper. It's not like he stuck it in between the seat to poke his... I would have been so proud, though. He wouldn't have even gotten in trouble. I would have been like, all right. So, my conversation with him, though, was so funny because I was just like, Rory, I know that you're interested in, body parts and stuff. I was like, but like those are drawings we just can't do like when we're out in public. So I was like, so I guess if you want to draw like penises and stuff like that, you're going to need your own notebook and keep it at home. And you can't show it to like anybody. Those are your own private drawings.
Stick them on your dad's face.
Oh. But I mean, he's like, Mom, it wasn't my idea. And I was like, listen, I don't really care whose idea. It totally was his idea.
You to draw.
Apparently him and his little buddy got caught drawing penis. Listen, I'm sure it was his idea. He is my kid after all. Like, I mean, it's fine. So I was like, whatever. But yeah, we'll post my penis puppet.
Yes.
My poor kids. Bless them. Pray for my kids, y'all.
Pray for the Chellins. The Hellions.
Right. I need prayers too. I'm all over the place. Disaster zone. Struggle ship.
Struggle ship.
Ship leaving the port. Jesus. All right, we gotta be done. This is getting ridiculous.
We need to christen the ship. Just
what you got in mind? Oh, like with a bottle of champagne?
Yeah, what did you think?
Oh, shit. Something
Rachel's
completely
nasty.
I sure am nasty.
We just
I was
came
like,
off of the
what are we doing? I was like, what's up?
Sliding dicks in the cracks.
That's how I was like, what's going to happen? Oh, my God.
Okay. All
right.
Thank you for listening.
Jeez.
If you listened this
if
far,
you made
good
it
for
this
you.
far, Christ, you deserve an award. Oh.
Chipotle.
Oh, God. Oh, all right. Whatever. I'm not saying it again.
Enjoy the chipotle and dicks.
Chipotle. Fuck it. Whatever. Enjoy it. Guac is extra.
Guac.
Holla.
We'll see you. Or no, we'll talk to you next week.
We
I don't know
what
why I
we're
keep
doing.
saying see. I'll
Deuces.
see you next week.
No, Saturday.
Oh, yeah. Girls' night.
Holla.
Okay.
Maybe we'll post pictures.
Maybe. We'll see.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
It's gonna be
Bye.
cool. Bye.